My mother taught me to be ashamed of my femininity because she was ashamed of her femininity. I remember asking her to wear dresses, and she really did not like that. She didn't like wearing makeup. She really tried to downplay her femininity as much as possible. And I was a girly girl, still am, and that was very important to me, so I felt that. When I got older and I got into my teen years, she did take me shopping for some outfits, but they were outfits that she chose for me. And I was so micromanaged at that point that I just went with the flow because that was my normal. Church people will call this purity culture, and they would be right, but really it came down to she was rejecting her femininity, and so when I tried to express myself, she wasn't able to direct and channel my femininity, she just squashed it. That was very hurtful. The other element about rejecting your femininity is that women who have a healthy relationship with their femininity, or they're in the extreme of over-presenting themselves and putting on all the makeup, you know, they won't walk to the mailbox without putting on fresh mascara, those women don't feel comfortable associating with someone who is doing the opposite. Vanessa Van Edwards has made the observation that women group themselves by how they present themselves. That's just human nature. We want to be with people who are similar to us. That's normal. So because my mother rejected her femininity, she also lost out on a lot of social relationships because that was one of her red flags, one of a few red flags, but that's a different video. So this definitely expressed itself in self-stewardship, the lack thereof. What I did learn about self-care growing up was very utilitarian, very treating the human body like a machine, not stewarding it with care and respect and treasure. So once I got into my late 20s, I really noticed the starkness of how I was stewarding my femininity at this point and she was not. When we had my then boyfriend, now husband, over at the house for Thanksgiving, and I wore a very modest and presentable outfit, she felt threatened by that and she put the pressure on. That was one of those moments where trust was broken in a very deep way that never recovered, and that was November 2016. So I share all this to say, one, rejecting your femininity is nothing new. It's been around for a very, very long time, and it looks different depending on what is acceptable in that era. My mother hid herself to feel more safe. I don't know that she ever felt safe or safer, but she tried. But the main point of this conversation is that if there is something about you that is inherent to how you have been made, I am a person of faith, and I believe, I know that God makes us with intention and care, down to our good features, down to the things that we don't like about ourselves. And his choices for us can be hard to accept. But in all of it, he has very great love for us. And when we see ourselves through his eyes, we learn to steward and care everything he's given us with love and compassion.